welcome to another episode of That Sounds Holy. Woo!
Kailangan natin sayahan ngayon kasi palungkot tong episode na to for sure.
Grabe, wala pa silang context.
Oo nga.
Hello!
But if you're listening to this and you're not watching, bakit? May video na kami sa Spotify. You can watch this podcast already. So if you are watching, you would know that we're still with Kiara, with Kai, with Wais Mom. But also, we now have Vanya Castor.
Who
was
kayo?
Sumagot no? Okay lang po.
Sagot kayo sa comments. Wow. This is gonna be a very light episode. As you can see in our title. No. But really, just a quick disclaimer. It is gonna be quite heavy, depending on what comes out of this conversation.
Yeah.
If it's something that you can't handle, we would not mind if you skip this episode. But
That's true.
But if it's something that you need, maybe stay.
Oo, kasi yung iba they would use it for working out, ganyan.
Oo. Baka
jogging. Mama, may nagja-jogging yung umiiyak na kayo.
Reserve it for a time where you have more headspace.
yes,
Yeah.
when you're stable and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so today we're going to be talking about grief. A listener of ours messaged directly na asking how we deal with grief, especially when it comes to faith. After losing someone, how do you bounce back? How do you keep the faith, basically, if you lose someone that's very, very important to you? Siguro,
Ako din. No?
Nice pass.
Oh my
Sige, guys.
Sorry.
that's how you cope? You give the mic to someone else? Siguro, I don't know, kasi kanina nag-iisip din ako, paano ko ba gagawin tong, paano tayo magtatanong? It's such a difficult conversation to have.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also very necessary.
Yeah.
Because grief, I think, is so different with everyone. Like, iba-ibang ways tayo mag-cope with grief. Siguro, magkwentuhan muna tayo. ang hirap simulan. Kamusta naman yung childhood niyo?
So, bakit ka may grief?
Paano nga ba? Ikaw,
Siguro para lang to make it a little bit more personal, maybe it could connect to donuts. How do you usually handle grief? Like, what is your go-to, ano yung itsura ng grief sa inyo?
siguro, sige.
Ano yung itsura ng grief? Mag-sad face na.
Sige, siguro, let's give them context kung saan tayo nanggagaling. I lost my mom when I was in second year high school. Parang third year na. And I was 15 when I lost my mom. Stream little me. I was 15 and siguro in my context, we found out about her cancer. I was in grade 7. So para siyang slow burn na it was, I don't know, siguro dahil cancer nga, people automatically think because it is a terminal sickness, yeah. But I don't think anyone can be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Like, even if it took years for her to pass. But when she passed, totoo pala yung 5 stages.
Yes.
Sobrang totoo pala niya. Kasi dumaan ako sa lahat eh. Like I remember praying about it and the pleading that I had ng time na yun. Pagalingin mo si mommy. Knowing that time that death is inevitable. Yung prayer ko nun. Kung yung cause of death ni mommy, ganun siya, very technical. Lord, kung yung cause of death ni mommy ay hindi cancer, magmamadre ako. Like, sa'yo na ako for the rest of my life. Ano daw? May mic.
Ay, sorry. Hindi, yung parang type A map mo.
Oo.
If hindi ito,
May
ito.
roadmap, ma.
Nangyari to, ito.
Oo, ganun.
If yes, go to A, B.
Ganun
If
mismo.
no, B2, 3.
So, like, that was the prayer that I had. But it wasn't, naman, parang out of nowhere. before that naman, I would have thoughts about like becoming a nun already. So it wasn't just so I could say something. Parang ganun. But after that, napunta na siya dun sa sige Lord, kung will mo to. Basta okay siya. Basta hindi like
Yeah.
painful, ganyan. And then, dumaan din sa galit na bakit si mommy, bakit kami, ganyan. And then, pero hindi pala siya linear.
Yeah.
Hindi siya at step 1. Hindi siya ganun. Like, you really bounce through every step. But I think the way that I coped, it took years na, because I was in 3rd year na by the time, summer before 3rd year nung namatay si mommy. But I only got to sit down with my grief during the pandemic. So parang dun ko lang siya nag-grieve ng maayos talaga. Parang nung time na namatay si mommy, those years na dumaan, parang kinailangan kong mag-autopilot. Kasi sudden change siya eh. Na to the little things na shocks si mommy yung kasama kong bumili ng school supplies. Kailangan ko na siya matutunan ngayon. Kailangan ko matutong pumunta ng bangko. Kailangan kong, parang ganun. So I had to grow up quickly to do the things that my mom would normally do for me. And then, pandemic came, tas wala kang choice kundi upuan yung feelings mo. Parang ganun. End of the light sharing.
And also, I think it's the nung pandemic kasi, I think we also had an abundance of tools for mental
Yeah.
health, how to navigate your inner world when it comes to grief, especially because there was a lot of dying that was happening during that time.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
baka it really just parang timing din siya.
Right.
Plus, the pandemic gave us all something that is a key ingredient to overcoming grief or going through grief, which is time.
Yeah.
You
that's
cannot grieve. Parang hindi mo overcome yung grief period mo kung hindi mo laanan ng oras. And the pandemic
Yeah.
gave us so much time. And that taught us to actually sit down and reflect and give time to what
Yeah.
we're going through.
Yeah, I think because yun nga, like everything was fast-paced when it happened. But siguro, eto, like I asked for permission kay Kiara bago namin to gawin. Like if whatever she's willing to share. But as her friend, like we knew about it. So we'll let her do the storytelling.
So, ako naman, last year, we found out that we were pregnant again. Chini was, I think, 6 months pa lang. So, with all the, nung time na yun, yung fina-follow ko na isang content creator din. Ganun yung scenario. Tapos, parang 4 or 5 months pa lang yung baby nila, tapos nasundan. Parang ako in my head, how are we gonna do 2 under 2? Tapos parang ako may panic inside me na I haven't even, parang wala pa akong back to myself. Hindi ko pa nakukuha yung identity ko nga, or like, I haven't even found myself again. Tapos ito na naman tayo. And then, afterwards, parang nung nandun na kami towards the checkup and all. So, parang excited na Lord, malulungkot din naman ako if wala tong heartbeat. So, nung first checkup namin, okay. So, okay siya. Healthy yung baby. Parang after nun, na-excite na kami. We shared the news with my family, with our closest friends. And then, after that, mga 2-3 weeks, parang Holy Week yun, nag-start na lang ako mag-bleed without pain. So, parang confident pa yung OB ko. Tsaka ako actually na, wala namang painful eh. So, this should pass by. And then, few days later, the bleeding didn't stop. And nagsabi na yung OB ko na, I think we need to have you checked again. And then we found that our baby was gone already. Tapos, the thing is, nung time na yun, we had a service in Ateneo for an international convention for the youth ministers. And day 1, day 2 talk kami. Day 1, we found, yun na yung parang sinabihan na kami ng doctor ko na I have to get checked. And then day 2, sinabi ng doctor ko na if not now, so we had to make time for it. yung talk ko afternoon pa. So in the morning, we found out na wala ng heartbeat. Pero wala kaming like, pwedeng pagpasahan na ikaw na lang mag-talk or what. So we went to the talk knowing that any moment, my baby is coming out. So, yeah, very light topic, right? And parang ako after nun, I was just going through the flow of it na nung nalaman ko, I was so numb. Pag uwi namin ng house, nagbibihis ako kasi I need to get ready. Iyak ako na yan, parang, paano ko magagawin to? Paano tayo magbibigay ng talk? Tapos hindi ako put together. How will I even talk to young people? Tapos pagdating namin sa Ateneo, parang, whoosh, back to normal. Tapos pag uwi namin ng bahay, yun na naman, oh Lord, why did it happen? And parang nandun ako sa face na may galit. Na nag-say yes ako, Lord, to continue to serve you. Ito na, in-embrace ko na, I embrace your blessing. And then, afterwards, nung na-embrace ko na, sabihin ni Lord na, ito yung will niya. So, He allowed it to happen. And ako talaga, ang una kong na-feel galit. Galit talaga. Even if the Lord was reassuring me the whole time whenever I prayed na, I am here for you, I am here. That's why actually our baby was named Emmanuel. Because that was the Lord's message to me throughout na, I am with you. Pero may galit talaga na, Lord, I'm doing your mission.
Yeah.
I'm saying yes to your calling. I'm saying yes to being a parent to my daughter. I'm saying yes to you by being a good wife to my husband. Pero ito po yung mangyayari. So may galit talaga. And then, sabi mo nga isa, hindi talaga siya linear eh. Afterwards, nandun kami sa acceptance na hindi ko to kasalanan. Walang may kasalanan dito. It's just a genetics thing. Tapos after nun, babalik ka na naman sa iyak ka lang ng iyak. Unreasonable na matutulog ka na lang. Pero iiyak mo pa lahat ng emotions kasi you went throughout the day na ang iniisip ko yung anak ko tsaka yung asawa ko. And that at the end of the day, dun ko lang maiisip na malungkot pala ako, no? So I had to, yung first, para sa akin siguro, to cope with my grief, I had to embrace what I was feeling in the moment. Parang ako kasi, I was, alam mo, swayed ka lang by the movement of the day na dahil nanay ako, kailangan kong mag-provide for my daughter who was less than a year old then. Tapos, to be a homemaker, ganyan. Tapos, parang I never sat with my feelings. Yun nga, you really have to make time for your emotions. Whether that's grief, whether that's sadness, whether that's anger.
Yeah.
Parang yung pinaka-importante doon was, I knew that Nico was supporting me.
Galing.
Na kahit galit na galit ako, he was embracing me. Na kahit hindi naiintindihan ni Gigi, bakit humahagulgul si mommy? Akap lang siya. Kahit hindi niya nagigets, diba? Parang akap lang siya. And when I sat down with my feelings, parang dun ko na-realize na hindi valid tong emotions na to. It's very valid that I'm feeling all these emotions na kailangan kong maintindihan. Hindi to ginusto ni Lord for me to experience pain eh. It's not that. But He is allowing it.
Yeah.
He is allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
He is allowing grief to happen. And whatever the grace or whatever healing that will come, it's from Him.
Right. That's all.
That's all.
Siguro, ako, if anything, yung strength na nakapag-talk ka pa rin, even after knowing na wala na,
Yeah.
how did you go through the talk with that, like the anger or anong nasa isip mo nung time na yun?
Akin yung ano talaga eh. Parang kung ano yung ginamit kong willpower to do that talk that day was the willpower I had to go through for the next 3 months na this is my now eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I get stuck with what happened, it's not that I'm saying na parang hindi na lang
Don't
ako
sit with
mag-grieve.
your
Yeah,
yeah.
hindi naman ganun. Pero I have to deal with it eventually.
Yeah.
Pero yun, naging escape ko siya actually at first na, hindi, kailangan ako this moment. Pero after nun, kaya pag-uwi namin, grabe yung hagulgul ko, grabe yung, parang gusto ko na lang magpaakap kay Nico na pwede bang wag na lang tayo lumabas ng bahay. Kasi ang hirap talaga.
Yeah.
Na kung magpapakatotoo lang ako, I didn't really have the energy and time to meet people. But since I'm a missionary,
You have to-
Saturday yun.
Yeah. Oh my
Saturday
gosh.
nawala yung baby namin. Sunday, I had to go to the feast.
Grabe.
That's crazy.
Grabe.
So, yun. Pero, eventually, balance din siya ng, bukod sa kailangan kong mag-survive everyday, parang balance din siya of embracing na, if I'm sad now, I have to be sad. Hindi ko pwedeng ipakita sa mundo na happy ako kasi hindi magiging genuine yung happiness ko
Right.
if I'm really sad, right? So, I had to find people then who understood me. And coincidentally, grabe din talaga si Lord. Kasi, so we found out Friday, wala na. Saturday, wala na. As in, I gave birth to my daughter. We brought her to the church where we got married. And that day, we met feaster friends who were celebrating their anniversary. Kasi doon din sila sa church na yun kinasal. Tapos, nung nakita namin sila, meron ako agad, oh my gosh, Lord, I know their story. They lost their daughter too. Wow. So, parang kaya yun nung nakita ko sila, parang ni-reassure din, yun nga, ni-reassure ko ulit ni Lord na I'm here. So, yun.
Galing.
Siguro, to ask Vanya and Ayo then, because grief isn't always about losing like a person or, death, ganyan. Sometimes it's grieving an experience or the life that you once had or
Or losing a person but not death.
yeah, siguro sa akin, my question is knowing our roles in the community and what we have to do. How do you show up when you're grieving? Or how do you keep doing what you're supposed to do?
Kitang-kita sa friendship natin. Parehas talaga tayo, no? Na we... go.
Huh? Me?
Yo?
Me? Oh, shit.
I was siguro, parang circling back also to the very first thing you were talking about, how different grief looks like. Siguro, I also want to say na, yun nga, it looks so different for every individual,
Yeah.
and that we shouldn't compare and judge how they grieve.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
as a victim of that, as a victim of being judged of how I grieve. Because I handle death very differently. I handle grief very differently. Because as a panganay, you always have to get things done. And for the lack of a better term, you have to suck it up. You have to, you have to move it. If you don't move, no one will. No, my dad is a panganay. I'm a panganay. So in those things that, like the most recent, quote unquote, big death that we had in the family was my grandmother 2 or 3 years ago. And we were there the morning she passed away. Ako yung tinawagan na, wala na. But what? I was just there the night before. So my dad and I had to run there. And everyone was crying. Everyone was like, no, she's gone. Nagagalit. Everyone was angry. But the first thing that came into mind was, oh, where's the ambulance? Let's call the... Magtawag tayo ng barangay. Magtawag tayo ng... We have to move. We can't just have Lola there. We just can't have... Wala, what clean her up. Let's ganyan. Report it sa barangay. Ganon. Grief for me looks different because I have to move every time. Siguro that's something that I had to learn the hard way, that I have to really sit down with my emotions. It's not something that I'm good at. Aminado ako doon. I'll be very vulnerable that I'm a person who cannot handle emotions that very well, especially when it's grief.
Yeah.
And so, I've always been judged or questioned na bakit pag funerals, I don't look. I haven't looked into the casket. Siguro 2 beses lang in my entire life. 2 or 3 times in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I always tend to shut people off, get into my own small world, and I would divert it, gaming, or watch something good, or if it's a loss in the family, I would watch memories of them happy. Because I hindi ko kasi siya kaya na isipin na yung last memory of that person is she's gone or he's gone. Or the last time I would see him is laying cold and dead. In my mind, I want to remember them for being happy and all that. But yun nga, I also learned that it's not healthy. It's not good. But yun lang, I guess what I wanted to say is if there are people also who are like that, don't judge them for how they grieve. Because they're also hurting. And that's how they hurt. And you cannot force them into how you're grieving.
Yeah.
And you'd also find your own way to receiving the love that you need in those moments. Kasi minsan dun mo mas nararamdaman or dun yung pamamaraan kung paano mo mararamdamang hindi ka nag-iisa when you find it in other things.
Yeah.
But eventually you have to face it. You really have to face it. But if in the moment you cannot, it's okay.
Iba-ibang timing.
Iba-ibang timing, iba-ibang versions, iba-ibang itsura.
Yeah.
And it's okay. So, yeah.
How about you, Bam?
Sa ingay kong tao. pag when I'm going through grief, that's when I'm kind of like, because I feel it in my body first. So yung feeling, yung sensation niya sa katawan ko, para akong binaril, ganun. So, nahihina talaga ako.
Right.
Kaya ako tumatahimik. Kasi kanina inisip, paano ba ako mag-deal? Bumalik na naman ako dun sa, Yeah, and I've learned over the years before kasi I just suck it up.
Yeah.
Like, but recently, yun din, yung very recent death nga, I think the closest death I've experienced recently was really Joe. So when that happened, I was like crying my eyes out. I remember it was like before Easter Sunday. Yeah, I was crying.
Friday.
Yeah,
Friday.
like I fell asleep kasi sakit ng ulo ko, kakaiyak lang talaga. Tapos pagising ko, kamukha ko na si Jollibee. Yung mata ko,
Okay ko lang.
Naging red and yellow siya bigla.
biglang lumipat.
May antena na si Banyo bigla.
Naging bubuyog. Yeah, so tas I just cry. I'm like, and then I just remember na parang I was just like putting on my makeup, and then I remember like a random memory, and I'm just like, wait, nag-foundation na ako. Wait. So like it comes at random moments.
Yeah.
Topla talaga yun. Na parang, totoo. Wala na. Parang alam mo yun, it's like, it wasn't a dream, it was true.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just, for me, it's really just crying. And I guess for when I need to function in the context of community, pag, yun nga parang, I think it really pays to be open about it. Because you never really know who's going through a certain kind of grief at that moment in community. But I think in terms of like grief when it comes to experiences, I want to do a better job at it. But I isolate and like shut down. So,
Kaya kayo friends.
kailangan ba yun ng high five? Parang mali eh.
Another one. Pakita na.
Ako parang...
Mali yung takeaway.
As in,
Pati si
it's
Jed
a-
Mikey high five. Jed.
siguro hindi siya healthy. Hindi siya healthy. Hindi siya healthy, pero when I go through like experiences na like a loss of something, talaga ako parang nag-compartmentalize yung utak ko na that doesn't exist anymore. I need to survive, so that doesn't exist. You don't exist in my world anymore. Not like in a, you don't, it's like, yeah, you don't exist for now. Because I can't, it's too strong.
Right.
Yeah, and to be fair kasi din naman, tama si Isa, the timing eh. Kasi baka naman what in the moment you address it, that's when you flare up even more, either in anger or may masabi kang hindi mo naman talaga intention, di ba? So,
Yeah.
allowing it to settle in first
Yeah.
and give it time.
As an OA, expressive person, ganyan. Baka ano po masabi ko sa'yo, di ba?
Yeah.
So,
True.
ako for the most for the most part, when the Holy Spirit is strong in me, when I have the maturity,
Yeah.
I really I'm so sorry. I have to remove myself or distance myself a
Right.
little bit, because if I don't, I'm not gonna love you. I'm gonna hurt you very much.
Yeah.
True.
Siguro, as we wrap up, one thing that I learned about grief throughout all these years, na dealing with my mom's death, but also like the grief of experiences that I no longer have and experiences that I never had. One thing that I learned is that there is preparation. Parang, so there was this time, just for context, nung nagkasakit si daddy, na hospital siya for ilang days, tas assigned ako mag-lead ng worship the following week. Tas parang, may push and pull ako na, wag na lang kaya, like, wag na lang ako mag-worship. Paano ako mag-lead? Paano ako, like, what do I say? What do I do? Because I was grieving, yun nga parang, paano ba? I was grieving the possibility. Wala pang nangyayari. Kumbaga nasa hospital pa siya eh. But there was that grief of like, what if? Parang, what I learned then, because someone asked me, like, paano mo kinayang mag-lead ng worship? Or paano mo kinayang magbigay ng talk habang ganyan yung nangyayari? Nakabangko na ako ng enough truths about God. Na kahit hindi yun yung nararamdaman ko at the moment, alam kong totoo siya. So there was that tug of war between, you don't seem like a very caring father right now. I don't feel that you're a present healer right now. But because I have years of experience about the truth of who you are, I can stand here and say na ito yung truth about you even if I don't feel like it. Kung kailan nag-wrap up na, tsaka siya naiyak. But I guess it's that for me. Na kumbaga, as an intellectual person, I would hold on to stuff that I know are true even when they don't seem like they're true. How about you guys? Like, any last things you wanna?
Ako, other way around eh. Na if you isolated yourself, I needed to put myself
Out
there.
Yeah.
Kasi, nung time na yun, since early pregnancy siya, wala pa talagang nakakaalam other than our closest friends. So, parang ang weird lang na, bakit ayaw magpakita ni Ate Kai? Or like, ayaw niyang, bakit siya nag-isolate? And then, I had to be vulnerable. I had to share my story. Not to be sloppy or something, but to really open up. Kasi kailangan ko. Kasi the more that I kept it inside, the more that the sadness and the grief ate my soul. Ganun talaga siya na parang gusto ko na lang na yung nakadapa sa unan tapos parang wala na lang gawin. Pero hindi pwede eh. And I had to put myself out there. And I had to be vulnerable saying that I'm grieving. My heart is painful right now. But I continue to trust the Lord na He will make me understand why I had to go through this. Na even if I don't see a faithful God right now, I believe na eventually I'll get there.
Yeah.
I'll see the God that I trust. And even if I don't fully grasp what's happening, I will continue to trust even if it's painful.
Yeah.
I will continue to say yes, even if it's painful, even if I'm not okay. And yun, na at the end of the day, the Lord met me where I was then.
Yeah.
Na hindi lang sa family ko, hindi lang sa ministry, but to the different people that I was talking to and the community that I had because of that loss.
Mm-mm.
So, yun. Important talaga that you have a very good support system din
Yeah.
na, won't give up on you as well.
How about you?
To Kai's point, when you, yung din nga yung napapansin ko na when you choose to like kind of still show up,
Mm-mm.
may grasya din kasi. Like, it's not just like, I'm gonna show up, God, and I'm gonna soldier it through. There's a special kind of, parang supernatural grace for you to be able to move forward.
Right.
Even with the pain, even with the everything that you're feeling. So, ayun, for us nga. Di naman nakita, gusto mo yan?
Thank you.
for us who are trying, to do like to make better decisions when it comes to dealing with grief and pain and all those things. It really is. It's scary. It's very scary because opening yourself up like that is very vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
Opening yourself up to yung mga tao magsasabi sa'yo na, ay, hindi, mag-pray ka lang. Ganon. So ako
Oh
pa,
my gosh, shoutout sa inyo. Sana masarap yung ulam nyo ngayon.
sinabi ko
Bambira
bang
kayo.
kailangan mo akong sabihan? Hindi na naman. I did not need an advice. I need you to
Yeah.
sit with me and just
Yeah.
feel all these emotions.
Yeah.
Di ko maabot. So yun, parang it's scary.
Yeah.
But it's worth seeing the people who are gonna show up for you in the way that you want
Yeah.
them to.
Right.
Yeah.
Ako, I guess as someone who's also still trying to learn, aside from the stuff that you already said, siguro to add lang is, you don't owe the world an explanation. Like, nobody has to know. Not everybody has to know what you're going through. And so whether it is, even if it's the positive feelings, emotions, just show up, continue what you're doing, and you will allow yourself to be loved by the people around you. Keep your circle tight, and your family is close to you. Your family, your loved ones close to you, so that whatever emotion, that's the really heightened emotions, whether it be grief or like extreme pure bliss. Well, if you put yourself out there and showing all that, people will really say something about it, and it's fine. You don't have to explain.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell anyone. Don't have to.
Yeah.
But just keep it tight and allow yourself to be loved by those people. So yeah.
Right. To end this very, very light and fun episode.
Yung light sharing ni Zach, sinabi na.
I remember the moment that I realized that I was grieving my mom again. Si Father Michael, may he rest in peace. Iyak na naman. Siya yung sumalo sa akin nun. And I remember what he told me. Sabi niya, the fact na nagtatampo ka kay Lord means that He's still with you. Kasi hindi ka naman magtatampo sa taong hindi mo mahal. So I guess, what I'm trying to say with all these tears is that God is with you in your grief. Even if it doesn't feel like it. Dun sa tampo, dun sa galit, dun sa healing, in all of those stages, He is with us. He is very much present. And He doesn't have to talk to make His presence known. He doesn't have to be loud because He Himself, Jesus felt grief. He wept. And so He understands. So I guess if you are grieving, whether it's the loss of a loved one or an opportunity or the loss of a future that you want to have, it's okay to go through whatever way that you're coping with it, but also to know that you're not alone in it, that there's a community behind you, but also that God is with you right there.
Amen.
So we're also here for you if you need someone to talk to, if you want to share your stories with us, just follow us. At paano ba mag-promote bigla after umiyak?
Follow us. Follow.
But yeah, we hope that this episode, hindi namin alam kung may natutunan kayo kasi parang nag-therapy session lang kami. But,
Meron.
okay. Nag-decision na siya.
Dinikta ka
Meron,
kay
diba?
Libanya.
But if anything, we hope that this episode made you feel that you're not going through it alone.
Yeah.
And if there's anything you want to share with us, that sounds holy on all of our socials. And you can leave a comment here on this episode. And just find out that there are so many people who are going through the same thing. And we will see you on the next episode, which hopefully is lighter than this.
See you.
God bless you.
Bye.